Hello again, friends and loyal Wolf family. These ones are modded as well, so that gives us a little bit more performance. But it's also mainly so it gives us some good jump range. Even if we're full, we've still got a 20 to have a look. Browse shop. Or also helping with this, if we went and changed that, let's go and see. That would knock us down a little bit. So that would knock us down to 31.31 rather than 31.46. So we're gaining about 0.15 light years of jump range just from this. The best power distributor, because we need the best power distributor if you're in a mining ship, because we need to keep those mining lasers firing as much as possible. Same 3D sensors, doing nothing with those, and that's about it for the core internals. Moving on to the optionals, this is why I have got the shield booster up the top, because we've got the 6C bi-weave shields. Now the reason I've gone for bi-weave shields is because they use a lot less power. Originally, I did have a standard class 5 shield generator, but that actually used a bit more power, or a fair bit more power, than the 5C. Now the 5C, the 6C even. Now the 5A normal shield generator produces around about 140 megawatts of shield, which is fine. The 6C bi-weave shield is about 132, I think, megawatts of shield. So, which is why I went and put on the shield booster, which puts it up by 8%, which brings it up around about to 140 megajoules for shields again. So we've got the same amount of shield strength, but this actually recharges a lot faster. I mean, yes, we're losing a little. We're losing about 32 tons of cargo space, but that's not a massive problem considering we've already got 192 tons of cargo space as it is. If we swapped it around, we'd basically have, let's think, 224 tons of cargo space if we went and swapped the shields swapped the shields around. So it's not a big issue. I'd rather have a little less cargo space and have better shields that regen faster, because this is more likely going to keep me alive if I do get interdicted by pirates. And they're just as strong as the ones we had previously. I mean, if you want, you can go and mod up your power plants and go and get even better shields in there, but yeah, I'm sticking with this. And as I said, with all the cargo racks we've got in here, we've got 192 tons of cargo. Capacity, which is awesome. I've also gone and got a 5A controller limpet, specifically because we want to go and get as many fragments in the ship as fast as possible. We don't want to be hanging around for our collectors to go and do their job. We want to go and strip mine, pick up, gone. We don't want to be hanging around. So that's why I've gone for the class 5. We've also got a 3A prospector limpet, so we can control 2 prospecting limpets, so that's awesome. We can go and find out what we are going to be getting. If we don't like it, we can fire off to something else. If we don't like what we see over there, we prefer the other one, we can go back to the other one. It's great. We've also got a 3A refinery. Now, I would have liked to have gone for a Class 4 refinery with 10 bins, but there isn't actually a Class 4 slot in here, so it would be not using one of the Class 5s of their potential or knocking down to a Class 3 refinery. But the main difference is we're just losing 2 bins. And to me, that's a no-brainer rather than losing out on 16 tons of cargo. So, yeah. Because if we dropped this into a cargo thing, we'd only be having 8 tons. Actually, no. We'd be having only 8 tons here. And we'd be having 32 tons there, technically. So that would be 24 tons of cargo we would lose out on by having a Class 4 in there and having this as a cargo rack. So 24 tons we'd be losing out on. So it's a no-brainer for me, having it that way around. And obviously we just got down to the planetary approach suite, so that's like standard stuff. So this is how I've got it set out. So, and I like this, and I've got it set out so that we're just under power. I mean, the power might be a little bit different if the ship is not modified, because this ship is modified. But, oh well. I think it'd actually be a little bit more beneficial if you didn't have the modifications on there, if you're only mining in the area that we're in. But I don't know.
So I did that 250 times. Then I went to the low density areas and did the exact same thing.